Hello again, tubers. It's Friday, the 12th of March. Not quite so nice out today. It's not very cold, but probably 40. And it's kind of overcast. It's been raining off and on. So we're back at the Briggs and Stratton ZH. Now, still got that knock in it, and I don't know if I just had a brain fart or what, but yesterday I talked about taking this off, which means I got to pull the pulley off, which I may still have to do if I have to do some work on the crankshaft or something. I'm not sure, but it comes apart right here. This is like the oil pan, and this is the bottom of the block, and it separates right here. I kind of went online last night looking and found an original owner's manual for this that had been scanned in to an Adobe file, and it shows that as a separate piece, and I thought to myself, I do remember that comes apart there. So that's where I'm going to separate it. I think that'll be a lot easier than trying to get this pulley off and worrying about the bearing and the seal and everything like that. So I will drain the oil and get that separated, and we'll see what's going on in there. Oh, also, yesterday I didn't have my little flashlight out here, and I mentioned about the head having a little hole where the spark plug is. See how that is? Isn't that weird? Why would they do that? Well, there's just this tiny small hole there that the fuel can get to the spark plug. That's like so weird. But anyway, I'm going to pull the bottom end of this apart, and I'll get back with you in a minute. Well, we got the bottom off, and there wasn't hardly any oil in there, maybe a quarter of a cup. There's some water in there from setting, and it doesn't appear to be the rod, at least not at the rod end. I mean, that's tight. So I'm guessing it's the wrist pin, and I can't really see. Can't really see up in there, but it's only a couple bolts, so I'll pull the bolts off this cap right, the rod cap right here, and take the piston out, and see if it's the wrist pin. If it's the wrist pin, I don't know what I'm going to do to fix it. Maybe I can stake it a little bit and get it tightened up. It's supposed to float in one side of the piston and be pressed in the other side of the piston. There's supposedly an X on the piston that says which side it's supposed to float in. I believe it was. The X was for the floating side. So I'll pull that apart and get right back with you. Alright. So now I'm puzzled. The wrist pin feels really tight. I mean, there's no rocking to it. It slides back and forth on the pin like it's supposed to. I get no twisting action. I get no rocking action. But it's got clips in it, like a more modern piston. So I don't know if this has been rebuilt. Look at how long that rod is. That's why the thing is so tall. It's got this big long rod. So now I don't know what it is. I suppose it could be a main bearing, but those feel tight. I mean, nothing in there makes a noise. Yeah, I do hear it. Could it just be the teeth of the... Maybe it's just the teeth of the cam. Maybe it's just the teeth in the cam. Huh, I don't know. Maybe it is because the exhaust valve is stuck. It's not even hitting the exhaust valve, I don't believe. Because it seems to do it when that cam is down. I don't know. It warrants further investigation. I'll probably clean this up a little bit. If I can't find any place where it's knocking, I'm going to put her together and put some fresh oil in it. And move on with the carburetor and the spark plug and stuff and put the head back on. We'll see if we can't get it to run. Because I don't see anything wrong with the bottom end of this as of yet. So, alright, we got a little progress here. There's the oil pump push rod, the piston and rod assembly, and the bearing cap, the shims, the oil pickup screen. All that stuff has been cleaned. It needs to be blowed off in case there's any dust on it, but I got some parts cleaning solution in this tray. I got the exhaust valve out. It was stuck in there good. It actually has some writing on it that says Thompson Silichrome or Silchrome EX exhaust. I don't know if the camera will focus on that, but it's not all cleaned up yet. I got that out. Pulled the keepers off from it in the little valve box there. Obviously I had to pull the carb off. I have a valve spring compressor. It looks like this. Works great. So I got that off. Cleaned up the inside of the crankcase. It would appear the noise is the cam gears. There's a little bit of slop in the cam gears, and I'm assuming that when there's some oil in there, that'll quiet down. The governor thing works on a gear, and so does the cam for the valves, and those gears got just a tiny little bit of backlash in them. I'm assuming it's normal. I can't see anything else. The wrist pin is tight. The main bearing is tight, although there are these little brass shims. They're quite thick. They're probably, I don't know if that's probably 100 thousandths. I can mic them if it's necessary, but and those go right on the, they actually fell off right off of the bearing cap. They were stuck on there with oil, and I didn't even know they were on there. And when I washed this in the parts cleaner, they just boom right into the wash. So I'm assuming that if it knocks a little bit there, you just put a thinner shim in there or file those shims. I don't know. I'll look in the book that I downloaded. So now I'm just going to clean up the cylinder and the head and the surface of the block here. The intake valve, I may pull the keepers off of that and pull that out too. Get everything cleaned up. We'll put her back together. And maybe tomorrow, if it's decent out, we'll have her running. Thanks for watching.